Okay, so we've got a bearing, and I believe it's a press fit. Let me see if I can just kind of tap it in a little bit here. Can you see that? Yeah. Oops. There it goes. All right, it's not wanting to go in straight. Maybe we'll take it over to the press. The other thing we can do is heat the wheel up just a little bit. Just throw some heat on it and that'll expand it, and these things will slip right in. But it's a good fit, there's no doubt about that. I think I want to heat it up and slide it in because, you know, the last thing I want to do is gall this surface. So let me take it over and just warm it up a bit. I can just bring the torch over here. I'll be back. All right, we're just gonna drop a little heat on this, warm it up just a tad. All right, it's cocked. Doesn't like that. All right, we're down to pressing it in. That should work just fine. We'll go over to the press. Let's give that a try and see if we can get that thing to slide in there. All right, our shaft is pretty well centered. I believe it's about ready to go down in. Just give it a little tap here and there. And I'm wondering if maybe we got off center on the sleeve a little bit. There it goes. Yeah. Slipped right down where it belongs. Okay. Now it should just slide right in. Come on. It's going. Let's get that out of the way. All right, I think we're going to take it over. Now, it could be possible that the bearing is just like, just a slight bit cocked or something like that. But let's take it over to the press and just press this in, and I think we'll have it. I'll be back. All right, so we've got our wheel in place, and can you see that? You probably can. You can see a little bit of it. And so we need to put the nut on and tighten up the nut onto the two side plates. Come on, we get the nut on. It'll go on. There it is. So, and remember, it was pretty tight. So what we're going to do is put this nut on, and crank them separate of one another. And then that'll crank them down. But before that, what we have to do is we have to come in and build a washer that's going to keep the nut from galling the aluminum. So let's go on over to the bandsaw, and I'll show you how I've answered that. So what I've done is got this 4-inch piece of 1-inch walled tubing, and I'm just taking a really thin slice. As you can see, the top of that, we got what, 1/8 of an inch or so, and we're going to take 2 thin slices off of that. And the hole is exactly 2 inches. We're going to need to make it a little bit bigger, but not too bad. And then probably trim around some of the outside just to bring it in just a bit smaller. But the problem is even though this saw is fairly accurate, it's not going to be perfectly accurate. So what we have to do is come in and put the piece on the lathe and face off these faces and make them as accurate as possible. So let's go on over to the lathe and see what we've got going. Okay, so what I've done is just come in and set it up on my my little 9-inch south bend, and basically squared up this edge as much as possible, and then faced it. And now what I'm going to do is turn it around and bring it in, and that's going to give us a good square surface to work from. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get all the way in, but that doesn't really matter because I'm going to cut that off anyhow. So I think we're going to get a good square surface, and then we need to make that hole bigger, so it's not going to matter that much. There's our washer. We still need to take the interior out and probably take some of the exterior off too. But let's take a measurement of this and see how close we are. All right, so we're sitting at about 24 thousandths on that side, and we are at 25 on that side. We're 1/1000th off. Let's just see what it does it at the and 24 and 24. Okay, so we're 1/1000th off, and that's not too bad. Let's toss the other one up here, and you can see it's, you know, just a bit of a mess. And we have to kind of put it on the edge of our, you know, we can't put it flush up against the surface, because then of course I can't cut the whole thing. And also both sides are not equal. So we're just going to kind of wing it here and know that we got to dance with this a little bit. Oops, too far. Okay, we're going to chuck these up on the big lathe. We've got this like 10/1000ths edge to pull off of there, just to kind of clean that edge up and make the hole just a bit bigger. It's not that small. I mean, it's not that too much small. Uh-oh, wait a second. We got our little handle in the way here. Let's see, we'll rotate this someplace like right there. And then spin it back. There we go. All right. We're not taking much out, just enough to get past that 10 or 15 thousandths that we have sitting in there. Drop it in here, and I'm feeling, yeah, I think it's going to bottom out just fine. There's a little burr in here. I think I'm going to pop that out. Just that one little catch right there. This side looks fine. Yeah, it bottoms out beautifully. Okay, so we've got that. And we're going to do that one little catch. I'll probably just hit it with a chisel. There we go. Popped it right out. Yeah, nice and tight. Okay, we'll find the other nut, and we'll tighten this thing up, and then what we're going to do is we'll get these two to parallel, and then we rotate it, and these two edges here are parallel with one another, and then we put our support a plate in here, and it hasn't quite arrived yet, so that's kind of the next step that we're waiting for. And then we put about, I don't know, 6 or 8 bolts in this piece here just to get everything to square up and to get it strong. So, hey, we'll be back. Well, hey, Nick Collier here, and we've got our plates all set, and we machined this facing surface, and now we have them sitting on the plate. The plate of aluminum came, and it's like this really super finished piece, which is kind of cool. But hey, it was a good price. So we have it sitting on the plate, so that squares our edges up here, keeps them from getting a little cattywampus. But what I don't have is 2 wrenches to tighten this thing up. So I've put one nut in the vise, and the other nut we will go, I mean, you know, it's like a 3.5-inch nut. So we'll just start cranking down on this until we get it snugged up. All right, let's see what we can do here. It is definitely super tight. I was hoping to get this to go past the tighten part. Maybe we picked up a little piece of metal in there or something. But whatever's happening, let's see if we can loosen it up. There we go. No, it's spun on this one. All right, well, we may have to just take it apart this way and fiddle with it. Well, we'll come back as soon as we get it figured out. Okay, everything's gotten a little bit jammed here, so I'm going to heat this nut up, hoping for it to warm up enough to kind of loosen up on the thread. There it goes. Ouch. Everything looks pretty good. Let's just get a little bit of oil in there. See if we can get this thing to go on without too much trouble. It's hot now. No, it's jamming. Yeah, this one's going on really easy. So somehow that nut is smaller. Just my luck. got that side. Now let's see if we can, maybe these threads on this side are just a little bit looser. Keep your fingers crossed. Put on the retaining washer. Slide the aluminum plate on. There we go. The nut is nice and warmed up, so hopefully it's expanded just enough to kind of not give us too much trouble. Nope, it's going to give us trouble. All right. Okay, so you know, I want to do anything but put this back in the lathe and reset that that thread and try to make it work. So you know, I kind of danced around it for 20 minutes or so since I turned the video off, and I came up with an idea. And I've got some old valve grinding compound, and it's got a grid in it. And I thought, okay, I know this thread is close. I know it is super close. Now, what if I just kind of put a little valve grinding compound on there and seeing if I can work my way into it? And so far, it's looking pretty good. I mean, I haven't gotten a long way, but if I just keep going back and forth, I get a kind of a grinding effect on the threads themselves. And I seem to be able to kind of work my way into this one. Now, at this point, what have I got? Oh, 5 or 6 threads. Well, no, 1 thread. Okay, maybe I'm shooting a little high here, but we're gonna give it a try. Put a little fresh compound on there. Let's see if we can get this thing to work its way in. But it seems to be just kind of walking its way in there. Whether I'm going to get it to be able to go all the way in or not, I don't know. I'm hoping that it's just some little thread right out on the edge there that's giving us trouble. And once we get past that, everything will start to work. It looks like it's responding. Okay, we made it, and pretty much a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Had I put it up on the lathe and reset the thread cutting tool and got everything all set up, which would have taken about an hour, and I didn't want to do that, so I tried the compound, the valve grinding compound method, and it works really well, but it took about an hour. So we're here. I think we've made it. Now I just need to clean the compound off and oil that thing up really well and get it all re-established. just a little bit more just for safety's sake. And we'll take this thing apart. And I'm not sure, but I think the compound is a water base. So I might be able to just kind of wash it out, maybe with a toothbrush or something like that. But who knows for sure? We're going to try it. And I'll be back.